everybody, much to your request, today we are going to be talking about how you can achieve your splits, both normal and second. I did a full stretch and flexibility routine a while back. I will link that in a card for you guys if you want to do the whole thing. But today we're specifically going to be talking about splits, and they are achievable. Now, in a split, the first thing to do is break it down. What are you actually stretching? You're stretching your hamstring, you're stretching your hip flexor, and you've got to have a loose quad, right? So the key to this is to break it down and stretch those things individually. And what I talked about in that video is the lunge series. So, starting on all fours, bringing one foot front. This is going to get quad and hip flexor. You can either stay here if that's a lot for you, or come forward. And what I'm doing is I'm going up and forward off that kneecap so it's not digging into the floor. And I'm going to square everything off, and we just hold. Again, this is half of the split. It's the quad and the hip flexor that we're getting right now. So, stay there for a while. You have to stay in stretches, I would say, at least 25 or 30 seconds for them to be effective. Now, if this is enough for you, if you've been doing this a while and you want to add on, bend the back knee. Grab it with the opposite hand and breathe. This is really going to get that quad. Yeah? So again, breathe. So again, 25 to 30 seconds, and then hinging back. We're going to get that hamstring. I like to turn the foot out a little bit and really think of almost arching, because the minute you do this, you're going to stretch your back. So lengthen out, hips go that way, getting into that hamstring. You could also do the leg on the front of the bar. That works too. Hamstring on the bar. And then eventually, you'll be able to slide out into the split. And that's how to get this split. Again, hamstring, hip flexor, quad. Now, this split is what? Inner thighs. So, what I did in that video, also what you can do, rolling down, the first thing to do is to do it on your back, because you're not jamming your legs into the floor. So, I'm going to do it like this because I'm out of room. But, legs go up, open it out, and you can control the amount of stretch. Yeah? When you're like this, you could also do it against the wall here and stretch it like that. That works too. But again, you can control the amount of stretch in those inner thighs. So then when you're finally ready to do it here, what I would encourage you to start with is this split. Now, try and keep your legs where they are and just rotate. It also has to do with how tight actually this is. So if you have pretty tight hips, I would start rolling them out. I would start using the foam roller, like we talked about in the foam roller video. That's a good way, because it's also where your joint lines up. And so if this is tight and pulling on your joint, you're not going to be able to get your split. Now, when you lean forward, the very popular thing to do is this, right? This is not really doing much, because my legs are now forward. As you lean forward, try and keep the legs facing up. Because that's going to get your inner thighs, but you can do this on your back. This is the one that's really going to work those turnout muscles. And it feels kind of odd, but really try and keep the knees facing the ceiling. And then you're going to work on that opening up. You know, this is great, but you're turned in. You want to be able to stretch turned out. So try and keep everything rotated up. Yeah? So again, if you're struggling with something flexibility-wise, break it down. What are the muscles that you have to stretch? So if you start stretching in that lunge series, if you do the split on your back, I guarantee you, you're really going to start to see some results. And that's with anything. You know, if you're struggling with 𝐵𝐫𝐴𝐶, what is 𝐵𝐵𝐴𝐶? It's your hamstring, but it's also having a really strong supporting leg. So start breaking things down with flexibility, and you will definitely probably get there. All right, you guys, if you missed my Q&A from last week, it is over there. You can click it to watch. I love you all so, so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.